What's up, my good people? Today was a very bullish day and we're going to show you what we did. We had some nice profits on the day. We're talking about $495 on 5 accounts. When we do the math, we're looking at $2,475 on today. So great profits for today. Not as good as yesterday's. Obviously, we had a 10K day yesterday, but hey, take what we can get. That's the main thing on days that, hey, maybe you're not even trading the best, but if you end up in profit, that's the best thing. There's no point in thinking about what could have been. Comparison is the thief of joy. So always remember, be happy to be where you are. $2,475 is great money. Some people make that on a monthly basis at a job, a full-time job at that. So being able to have these skills and being able to learn how to make money like this is so key, and it gives you a skill that is honestly something that changes your mindset forever and your earning potential forever. So if you want to be able to learn how to make money like this, go ahead and check the link in our description. An exclusive experience where you can now change the level of trading that you currently are at, or even get a handheld experience where you can be able to excel yourself, maybe even starting from scratch, not even knowing how to trade at all, to be able to now become a trader and change it to being your actual source of income. You might be able to quit your job after learning this. So go ahead and check that description. We're gonna now go and jump into the day's trades and what we did and how we got those profits. So let's hop in without further ado. We can see on the chart we have some of our markings for yesterday, some inverse fair value gaps, some different ranges as well. We don't need that right now. But the nice thing is to note that price had a extreme distribution day to day. It was very bullish. We know the news of yesterday, how the rate cuts have happened, so that's going to be great for the overall economy, and this is how the market reacted. Some people were able to take advantage of that. Unfortunately, my day did not allow me to enter the markets until after, well, let's jump in right here, until after price actually started changing its direction. We had a little bit of a pullback here. I didn't actually enter into a trade until we got into the macro, the 110 macro, but I was prepping and I saw the change of direction start to take place. So we're going to break down what we did and how we handled that situation, and hopefully you can learn how to handle this situation too. So jumping right in, we can see the bullish structure on our 15-minute time frame. We see that the market is extremely bullish. Let's replay. This is what I was looking at when I first got into the market, just so you can know. So initially, I was not thinking of just entering in on just sending longs. I obviously wanted to wait until we entered the 110 macro and see if we were going to have some pullbacks, and some areas of interest for potential pullbacks in my view were this liquidity that we see right here. There was an order block right on this level. What I wanted to do was watch to see if price comes back to this level again. So I wanted to see that because, as you can tell, if you look back, price basically has been doing that. We had so much bullish strength. Let me go ahead and mark this out. We had a lot of bullish strength here in this process. We're just flying high, but what ends up happening, price will have a bullish move, right, and then come back and we have some pullback, bullish move and then some pullback, bullish move, pullback. So we kept on seeing that happening, right? And so what I was expecting to see is another one of those take place. What I was expecting to see is price to basically come down here, and then once it comes back to this liquidity right here, to take off and then create some new highs. Ignore the terrible drawing, obviously, but that is what I was expecting to see. What actually happened? Well, we'll dive right into that in just a moment. So as best practices, what I was looking for were some areas that would also stand out even before we got to that point of liquidity, because that would give me a little bit more of a understanding of what price wants to do in the long run. So we have a fair value gap right here, and typically we can see if price comes down to a fair value gap and it respects that, that's when we'll see a little bit more, some action. We'll see some reaction in points of interest like this. So that's what I was looking for. If we go down to the 5 minute and if we play, so we see that price starts to approach this area and it eventually shoots past it. But it started to not be able, it started to look like it wasn't able to close. So I saw an extreme push down here. I also saw that a fair value gap was hidden right over here too. Now, this is on the 5-minute time frame, a different time frame that we were looking at earlier. But I saw that price made this strong push downwards, but then it would reject it at this level. For some reason, it wasn't able to continue on the downward trajectory at that moment. We got in on a trade over here. I believe right around this line, around where this liquidity was. So it took me a couple attempts, right? But on my third attempt, I was able to enter around like this area right above this fair value gap. Let's zoom in a little bit closer so that it looks a little bit better for you all. But you know, we were seeing and experiencing some good price action, and then we send it down right here. And what I noticed was that price, once it came here, right, it kind of just it didn't look right to me. Sometimes you build up that intuition as a trader. After a while, you see something like that. So on the next opportunity, when it came back up here, that was actually when I exited the trade. We had about maybe, I think this was around a $600 to $700 worth of trade. I'm going to eventually post the live trade itself, the full live trade video. You'll probably see the card point, you know, in the corner of the video right here somewhere. You can see it all happen for yourself. But that was the first profitable trade. Put us in profit about maybe $190 to $200 or so. We were already down because of our first two unprofitable trades, our first two losers. So at that point, that's when we were in profit. At some point though, I started to think that maybe the overall bias might be to the downside. So I watched a little bit more. I waited as price did its thing, and I saw that price was still creating more lows instead of creating higher highs. So that's when I started to switch my bias a little bit there. So as soon as we came up into this level, I started to look for shorts, and I was able to take some of this. I entered probably around right here, and I took a short all the way down here, and that ended up being a good trade and a good decision for us. The next trade was a deeper scalp. We were further down, deeper into some of these lows. Might be able to see a little better on the 1-minute time frame. Yeah, so we were a little deeper here. We had retraced a little bit more, and price came down to a point right here, went back higher, and that's when I entered for some of these shorts here. Took some off of this. I didn't play it for too long because it was honestly starting to look a little tricky to me, because we had some of these lows over here. I was remembering how bullish we've been all day, and we weren't coming back to these lows, right? We weren't coming back to this low over here. So that gave me a little bit of pause. So I wasn't in those trades, those shorts, for too long, but I was still able to capitalize on that, and that was what led us to our $500 day on 5 accounts. And that was when I decided, hey, you know, I'll probably stop trading for now. It was a good trade, but I think that the way the market is being a little tricky right now, it'll be best to stop and trade another day. Have the overall thesis in your mind, in the back of your mind, that you want to be preserving your capital. Capital preservation is key as a trader, and you want to be doing that as much as possible so that you can be able to trade more. The less trades you take, the less risk exposure, and you also get a chance to see your actual discipline play out more. When you see things happening all the time and you're not taking any trades, it builds up your ability to control your actions, and that's what you want as a trader. You want to be able to control your actions. If you don't control your actions in trading, you will always be wrecked and you will never become profitable as a trader. So those are some key things. That's the video. I'm going to again post the live recap. You'll see the whole trade happen in, I think it was about 20 to 30 minutes or so. You'll see the few trades that I make. You'll see my losers, and you'll see how we dug ourselves out and we ended the day profitable. Go ahead and check that out. I'll link it somewhere in this video. Go ahead and check the link in the description if you want to be able to elevate your trading journey and accelerate it as well. Go ahead and check out that link in the description. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed, and take care.